Hi.
Sidewalk, you not in the street. That's 100 reasons why I am not in the street.
Namaste, my friends. Okay, I'm joking. Good morning, noon, afternoon, evening, Mr. Anto and friends. It is your boy, uh, Ale, Cristiano Valerian Paridatarigan, 23K 4 0001 up in this bitch. And today, I'll be showing you my final project, and yeah, here you go. So, my So this was a very unfortunate progress when it comes to my final exam submission. I tried to do uh, my original project, but it didn't work out. So I have an alternate project that I've been working on for a couple of days. It still doesn't work very well because I'm an idiot. But you know what? Here it is. Okay, so my project is very simple. It's a polling website in which you can make polls and then you can vote in these polls. Again, some of the features don't work, such as actually reviewing the results and voting, but it is filling the criterias of using jQuery, of using Laravel, authentication, and authorization. So let's get into it. Okay, let's get it. So I want to explain my database first. So for the database, is very simple. I used an old database that I had, which is called Login Project, as you can see right on the screen. So there's a couple of stuff. Let me just check here. Cache, locks, fill, jobs. But some of them I made entirely fresh, such as the polls and polls options, uh, data, and of course I have the users. The users I've already tampered with, some of them. As you can see right here, there are a couple of them, such as John Doe and me. I use my real email because I'm just cool like that. Anyways, so that's the database structure. The ones that would be manipulated is, of course, the users and the polls options. So let's just take a peek here. As you can see right there. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to show a little bit of the code and a bit of the structuring when it comes to the Laravel project itself. It's pretty simple. It's only a couple of files that I managed to manipulate, and I had to create. The two most important things are, of course, the creation of the different migrations and the different tables that I had to make, which is number one, the create polls table and the create polls option table. This is responsible for the other functions that would be used later on. And then for the controls, I have poll controller for controlling the poll and the profile controller, which doesn't really work. And for the models, I have poll.php and pollOption.php. And then for the views, it's again fairly simple. I have a create blade, which is for creating the polls itself. I have the index, which is for the index. I have the results, which doesn't work, and then show, which is show any of the polls that have been created. And I think that's it. So let's get into the meat and potato of the potato and meat and potato meat and meat and potatoes. What? Okay, let's get into what the thing actually look like. You hear me? So we got the login page here, pretty simple. Polls app, login, register. I can click register here, which doesn't work for some reason. So let's log in. I'm gonna use the credentials that I already have here. I'm not gonna show you password, but yeah, it just says expired. But really, it isn't routing correctly. So if I just go to polls, as you can see, we have the thing here. Profile again doesn't work. We can go to create polls. So let's make ourselves a poll. Um, um, let's go with the question will be gay son or thought thought daughter type shit. Alright, so we got gay son, thought daughter. We'll just leave this blank. And you can create the poll, and then as you can see in the poll section, you can choose either one. It's gay son, thought daughter. But again, it hasn't worked yet. For some reason, I've been really trying. I'm sorry for disappointing you, but no, it hasn't worked yet. So, yeah, that's how it looks. And now, let's get into how does this fit in the criteria that Mr. Ansos gave me. So, session management, of course, the session management with the login page. Authentication, there is an authentication because I'm using Breeze. So I might as well put it right here. I'm using Breeze, and I also use jQuery and Tailwind. jQuery and Tailwind is for mostly the stylistic stuff, and then Breeze is for the logic for the login and registry page. And database structure manipulation process, which I have explained before, and then session, connect to database, Laravel, and of course I have used jQuery. Okay, it's not 10 minutes yet, but you know what, might as well. So I also want to show you the project that I had in mind beforehand, which is very simple. It's a rock, paper, scissors game. This is the wireframe. This is the spectating page. This is the registry page, the login page, the battle room, the profile room, so on and so forth. The reason why this didn't make it is due to the fact that it's so convoluted to actually make the logic of the game be intertwined with the logic of the website itself. And as far as I went, this is again as far as I went when it comes to the creation of the thing. Is this a versus robot? So this version is currently working, but the full version itself is not. Most of the trouble is due to the fact that it was basically impossible to make the static HTML work with how Laravel works out with their static HTML. I had to do a lot of things. I had to put in iframes, but it still didn't work. So I ended up changing it to another project, which is the poll project. And the poll project also did not work out very well due to the fact that I had to juggle with lots of things, such as, of course, the poll options, and so viewing the results also wasn't really an option at this time. But yeah, and so that is my project, and this project was a really good lesson on how ambitious one project can be and how you can probably play too close to the sun and probably not make it back. And so I'm very sorry that this project didn't fulfill as much criteria as you would, but I worked really hard on it, and so I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.